Now, our jargon term for today is World Autism Awareness Day. Now, you might think, well, why do we need to have that explained? Well, I will tell you that I run into people on a daily basis who say, oh, well, that's just an Autism Speaks manufactured holiday. There are people who are not fans of Autism Speaks for various and sundry reasons, because everyone can't be a fan of everything, right? But I want to make it clear that while Autism Speaks is a huge participant in World Autism Awareness Day, and they have something called Light It Up Blue, that I personally think is a wonderful thing, but not everybody does. I want to be clear that World Autism Awareness Day is not an Autism Speaks generated day. They did not create it. It is not theirs. They do not have ownership of it. So for those of you who don't participate in World Autism Awareness Day because you don't want to participate in something that's Autism Speaks, I want you to know you're missing the boat. That World Autism Awareness Day, our actual, you know how we always do an actual definition for you, it was created by the United Nations. And it was created in 2007, in fact, on December 18th of 2007. And now the world commemorates this day always on April 2nd. But I want to read to you the resolution adopted by the General Assembly on the 18th of December in 2007. The General Assembly, and it's headed 62-139 World Autism Awareness Day. The General Assembly, recalling the 2005 World Summit outcome and the United Nations Millennium Declaration, as well as the outcomes of the major United Nations conferences and summits in the economic, social, and related fields. Recalling also the Convention on the Rights of the Child and the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, according to which children with disabilities should enjoy a full and decent life in conditions which ensure dignity, promote self-reliance, and facilitate the child's active participation in the community, as well as the full enjoyment of all human rights and fundamental freedoms on an equal basis with other children. Affirming that ensuring and promoting the full realization of all human rights and fundamental freedoms for all persons with disabilities is critical to achieving internationally agreed development goals. Aware that autism is a lifelong developmental disability that manifests itself during the first 3 years of life and results from a neurological disorder that affects the functioning of the brain, mostly affecting children in many countries irrespective of gender, race, or socioeconomic status, and characterized by impairments in social interaction, problems with verbal and nonverbal communication, and restricted repetitive behavior, interests, and activities. Deeply concerned by the prevalence and high rate of autism in children in all regions of the world and the consequent development challenges to long-term health care, education, training, and intervention programs undertaken by the governments, non-government organizations, and the private sector, as well as the tremendous impact on children, their families, communities, and societies. Is it going to give me page 2? It is not going to give me page 2. These are the reasons that they began World Autism Awareness Day. This is why it was created. This is who created it. And on this day, we commemorate it, April 2nd, every year. And you can commemorate it in whichever way you choose to, but I want you to know why we commemorate it. And that this is not something that is just the United States. It is not just Autism Speaks. The world is invited to commemorate this day for all of these reasons by the Secretary General. And again, this was signed into being on December 18th, 2007. So that is our jargon term for today.